must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Very good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. This is Good Morning Africa. My name is Miriam Ogotu, and we're coming to you all the way from Kenya's capital here in Nairobi. I trust your day has started off well. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're tuned in today. So we have so much to look into this morning. Of course, our main topic is will be Matanga's take. That is, Dr. Matanga shall lead that part of the conversation, and that is the pacification of Kapedo Triangle, the insecurity that has become, the norm of that part of the country. What is really going on there in Kapedo? We've seen the government give its position, and it has said, it is time that is going to disarm the residents there, the cattle rustlers, because this is not cattle rustling anymore. These are serious criminal activities. And so, but the leadership of that place is saying no, the disarmament process might not be necessary. What is required is some peace and mediation. So that is the conversation we are going to have today as we continue with the show. So before I continue, and I'm joined by the rest of the panelists, I'll take us through the statistics of COVID-19 this morning. Kenya confirmed cases is 100,193 cases. The death toll is 1,750. Recoveries is 83,625 cases. And Uganda, 39,261 cases. The death toll in Uganda is 318. Recoveries is 14,051. And South Africa, the figures have topped over 1.4 million cases there. And the total cases in Africa this morning is 2,941,005. The number of deaths in the continent is 96,720. And recoveries in Africa so far is 2,551,942 cases. All right, so I've gotten that out of the way. So I'm joined by Professor Jared Onyari on the panel this morning. Professor, very good morning to you. Very well. So as we wait for Professor to, to join, sometimes, the internet technology takes a minute. Yes, Professor is there. Professor, very good morning to you. Good morning, Professor. All right, we're not able to get the audio, but I think once you're able to work on it. Okay, then we can hear what Professor is saying, and he will join us, and we will continue with the conversation. Of course, the rest of the panelists shall be joining in a short bit, and Dr. Matanga himself, who shall be leading us this morning. Yes, I think now I can hear you, Professor. Very good morning to you.
Good morning to Miriam and our viewers.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's nice to have you this morning. So let's just quickly look at the headlines as we wait for the rest to join. And on the Daily Nation, the front pages there says battle for BBI moves to the counties. New sense of importance. Never before in the country's history have MCAs wielded so much power. They have 3 months to decide the fate of the Building Bridges Initiative draft, and whichever way they vote, it changed the course of Kenya's politics for good. So we saw IEBC was able to verify at least way over the required number of signatures there that the BBI proponents there had collected. So the BBI is moving towards the right direction.
Yeah, sure, for sure, Miriam. As we have said before, the Building Bridges Initiative, Miriam, is going to take this country forward.
All right.
This one has been a very, very consultative exercise. Mm-hmm. So many Kenyans have been involved, save the prophets of doom, those who don't want to see evil, hear no evil, talk no evil, they are just there. I'm happy that, Miriam, that the signatures were able to reach 1 million mark, which is a constitutional threshold. And remember, more than 4 million Kenyans signed their signatures, Miriam, for this exercise. And now we are proceeding to the counter assemblies, where the members of the counter assemblies, Miriam, will also be able to have an input to the bill. So you can see the democracy of Kenya, Miriam, is evolving and is growing, because gone are those days when Kenyans will wake up and find someone has interfered with their constitution.
All right. And I mean,
so this is very reverent.
Sorry for interfering. I'm being asked that if you can please adjust your headroom just a little bit so that you're able to have proper composition there. All right. I think that's much better. Thank you so much. Yes. So you're saying this is a process that Kenyans were involved. And so, it's just part of our democracy. And so Kenyans will have an opportunity. Those who are not supporting the BBI, they'll not vote to support it. Those who will be supporting the BBI will vote to support it. And I think right now, moving forward, now it's when they'll start sensitizing. Because from what I see on the Star newspaper, twin attack, Uhuru Raila head to Central ODM chief to undertake roadshow to Keno, address rallies ahead of Sagana meeting. Will this bring any difference from what Kangata told us, that only about 20% in the central region are in support of the BBI? Will this make a difference, this planned rallies over there by President Uhuru Kenyatta himself and opposition leader Raila Odinga?
Miriam, I find it so difficult to comment on the rate of Kangata, Miriam. You don't just get some people in your compound, Miriam, and you write a letter and you expect me to respond, Miriam. His research was not scientific, Miriam. You can't work from the studio when you go outside and ask people, do you support the BBI? Do you support the BBI? The 5 people will tell you that they don't support the BBI, and those are the ones whom you have spoken to, and you say 100% of the people don't support BBI. So that is not authentic, it's not something to be referred on. And Miriam, you know very well that so many lies have been peddled towards BBI, Miriam. Time has come for this for record to be said straight. I have said not once, not twice, but I will continue saying that BBI, Miriam, is a good document. It means well for the country. So when you come and oppose BBI, I wonder, where do you live? What do you want for this country? Like now, Miriam, I am waiting to see the concerns of the members of the parliament, members of the county assembly. They have been asking for money, and which the governors have not been able to give them. Now PBI is giving them. So the president and the prime minister going to Mount Kenya, the Mount Kenya is a rich fort. We have quite a number of the population. And let me tell you, Miriam, from where I sit, it is not about BBI. It is about succession politics. From central Kenya or from the mountain, we don't have a serious candidate. But never underrate a serious candidate may match overnight. So that's what I'm trying to say. But I'm happy that the president and the prime minister are going to find out what this rise, which are being peddled by the likes of Kangata, are they true or not true?
All right, Beryl, thank you so much. And of course, we're joined by Dr. David Matanga. Doctor, very good morning to you.
Good morning, the panel. Good morning, Nairobi. Good morning, wherever you are. Kirimi Nimeru, Professor Onyari, my brother, comrade at arms in CBD, Nairobi. Good morning, Miriam, in Nairobi, General Headquarters. First, I've been listening in the background about what the professor is saying. And the professor, please don't say it with fear now. They rattled us, we are coming. So be prepared.
One man who has ever said that it is daytime and not night is Professor. I have never been a respecter or a piece of human beings.
Yes.
I tell you as it is.
These guys rattled us of wheelbarrow. We are coming. Don't panic. Don't panic. All of us have not come out to help Kenyatta fully. Let President Uhuru Kenyatta, let this bill sail through the assemblies. Then you will see the real McCoy the real McCoy on the ground. We are coming, and nobody should threaten you. We don't fear. You are trying to create insecurity even in Baringo, in Capedo Triangle. And we're going to speak out openly. We know who's, you see, Natembeya told you that some of the people killing people in Capedo are running towards Uganda. Am I wrong, Miriam? What have I been telling you here? What have I been telling you here? This is a well-orchestrated scheme. And the security agencies in Kenya, whether the army, whether intelligence, watch my lips. Walaya Mungu. There is a problem around there. And it's coordinated with the politics of the wheelbarrow in Kenya. You like it, you don't like it, it's up to you. If you find it is not correct, call me. By then my phone could be mteja. Umeona hapo, Professor? Call me. Just call me. Hello. Call me. David, were you right? My phone could be mteja. But for the sake of Kenya, it won't be mteja. You know, you touch Uhuru Kenyatta, even if I am about to sink and God is taking me, I say, hold, give me 1 minute. Let me go back and defend him. Not because he pays me, he has paid me. I love him. That's it. Namupenda. You can go to hang in the Indian Ocean, fall in, and go. You will not change me. I will not waffle to love these warmongers. Kenyatta is not a warmonger. Kenyatta does not preach violence because he grew up in an organized home. There was no violence. Nyinyi mnataka Professor, wacha tusukume mambo itoke nje. These words are making us have high blood pressure. You know, the more you keep these words in the stomach, the higher the high blood pressure. Thank you, Miriam.
All right.
That is it. Now bring regulators to the real topic of Capedo.
Yes, and before we get there, I had not introduced Douglas. Douglas, a very good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us, Douglas Kirimi.
Thank you, Miriam Ogutu, and also to our crew back at our headquarters in Nairobi. Good morning to Dr. David Matsanga from the Political Command Center in London, and also to my friend Professor Jared Onyari, and also to our viewers across the world, and also my friend Jevan Karanja from Nanyuki. Thank you.
All right, very well. And also thank you very much for joined by Jevan Karanja. And as Douglas there has said, Jevan is joining us from Nanyuki. Jevan, good morning.
Good morning, Miriam, and good morning to our viewers wherever they are watching us from. Good morning to Dr. David Matsanga, Professor Jared Onyari, and good morning to my friend Douglas Kiremi. Thank you for having me on the show, and we are looking forward to a very decisive conversation. Thank you.
All right. Very well. Thank you so much. And of course, our topic for today is pacification of Capedo Triangle. And I'm sure all of us, we've been seeing the spate of the insecurities that have been coming from that area there, and very, very, very serious things that Doctor have just said, and what could be the motive of the insecurity around that area, Doctor. What do you think is the end game for the people who are feeling this? Because this is not cattle rustling anymore, and anybody can see that.
No. There is no cattle rustling, Miriam. Take notes. Let me begin. The politics of the Republic of Kenya. And you see, today is my day for frankness. Frankness. Walaya Mungu, today if you are on this TV, you are going to have, you might hide under the table. Those watching me and take notes. The politics of this country, every time towards 5 years cycle of elections, there is a Capedo trial. The same link of capital triangle is linked to the animals that we eat in all these meat joints. Have we asked ourselves why I want to ask Kenyans one question. The beef of Argentina is more expensive than the beef in Kenya, yet Argentina beef uses hay. Kenya beef is organic. Why? Why is the beef of the Republic of Kenya in Sagrit Hotel, in all nyamachoma joints? Unaweza beba mkuu moja hapo kwa mbuzi, leta mkuu wakina Karanja huko na Nyuki, leta mbuzi moja huko mkuu. Karanja and my friend Karimi, when they are excited with their friends, they say, tuende hapo Sagrit turarue mbuzi. So, why is the mbuzi in Sagrit very cheap? And yet it's organic. Can you give me the answer? Note it down. And the media have always given you the answer. A kilo of meat in London is more expensive than the meat in Nairobi. Yet, the meat in Nairobi is more nutritious than the meat in London. Why? The meat in Nairobi is stolen. We eat stolen food. I'm sorry, even Onyali, myself, if we are, please, let's just ask Jesus for forgiveness. We have been unknowingly eating stolen meat. After the cattle has been stolen, where is the cattle sold? Who gives the permit? Who loads the animals on the wagon or on lorries? Where is the cattle, the veterinary officer who gives the permit for animals to leave Eldoret to arrive in the Dagoretti Center? Sindio ulianza mimi leo, wacha nikuje pole pole. When we go to remove these animals from the Dagoretti Center, Dagoretti area, that's where the slaughterhouse is, isn't it? Who is the general manager who allows stolen cows in Eldoret to be loaded on a barge wagon to arrive in Nairobi? Where are the government officers? Where are they? All security agencies pick the pen tonight, this morning. Take notes. You are wasting time of the taxpayer. Capital is no longer traditional theft of animals. I can authoritatively tell you that there is no tradition of cattle rustling. It is a war zone. A political warfare has entered the capital triangle. If you look at the men of capital triangle, the governors of capital triangle, where do they belong? Let's move on. I'm analyzing for the military intelligence. If they can pick their pen and get it, I am. If they don't, I am not bothered. But one time, my phone will be off. Takuwa mteja. Wacha niambie ulelo wa Kenya mjue. This is a political manipulation. Heightening the temperature. A man has created a network of heightening the temperature in the capital. While we are doing BBI, there is an insecurity and a tembea will have to move to quell down and kill a few officers to get this dissatisfaction, the state of despondency. The word of English is what? Despondence. When you get a state of despondence in the capital triangle, the voters become despondent and they look for savior. This is where Stockholm Syndrome politics. I hope the panel knows what Stockholm Syndrome is. If the panel doesn't know, and if the viewers and those watching don't know, Stockholm Syndrome is the politics of holding hostage tribes in the Rift Valley for your expense. And what the deputy president is doing. Toboy. Who are the people behind this Capedo triangle? If you look at 90% of them, they don't like to see Uhuru Kenyatta. They don't like to see Raila Odinga. But they are very happy to see somebody. State of despondence. Where is the governor Nanok? As the Capital Triangle is on fire, he's busy opening his teeth on public rallies in Nairobi, wearing new shoes, while Capital is under fire with a girlfriend in Nyali Estate down in Nairobi. Data. When you have data, you are armed. You say it is not there, I bring the house and the person. So wewe jaribu mimi. Twende kazi. Insecurity in Capedo starts with meat, what we eat. And all of us Kenyans should ask for forgiveness. We eat meat where people have been killed. The animals have been killed. And then they are brought in the Great Center. If EACC wants to go to the bottom of this, if the intelligence of this country wants to go to the bottom of the whole Capital, start by arresting the general manager of the Kenya Railways in Eldoret. Pick him up for questioning. Arrest the veterinary officers in a market in Capedo. Each cow is marked, isn't it? How each cow is marked. How many receipts of veterinary to move cattle and livestock? You need a permit, isn't it? Hello, panel. Who issues these permits? And these cows that are stolen, which you know they have been stolen from Kirimi, and the Kirimi has died in West Pokot. And you load them on a roll them all the way down to Eldoret train station to deliver them in the Great Corner for Matsanga to eat stolen meat. Why can't the Kenyans start refusing eating this meat? The conflict in Capedo will stop. Security officers, take note. I've been in this field since 1978. So you tell me that which other work I have not done. The only work that I did is to increase education in my subject of political science and international relations and assessment of international security agencies, including Mossad, CIA, and MI6. Everything I can assess them. I can see where the KGB. So you tell me that you can defeat me here. Why do we eat the meat which is stolen, Baba? Mama? Ata wewe. Aterere. If we reject this meat one day, all Kenyans reject the meat, and say we are not going to eat, there will be no cattle rustling.
Doctor,
Yes,
Doctor,
right.
you mentioned some characters from Uganda who perhaps could be.
I'm coming.
Yes.
Slowly.
I'd like to know the interest.
Slowly. I've not finished. I'm entering there. It is not me. It is Natembea, the regional commander, the regional commissioner for Rift Valley, who said most of they have earmarked where the bandits are, and some of them are trying to escape and run back to Uganda. It's not Dr. Matanga. Dr. Matanga only told you that 4 months ago, 200 well-trained former hardcore criminals were collected around all Ugandan prisons, high prison maximum, sent to Moroto, and they disappeared. Hallelujah! They disappeared with the guns. How many have we captured? Look at the map. Bring the map of Capedo and bring the map of Moroto. Wacha tuone, tusome leo. Bring those maps. If you don't know, I wish I was in studio Nairobi. I'll draw it. Here. Look here. 200 people disappeared from a grade 1 prison with guns. Timely. How timely is it? How timely, Professor Onyari and others, how timely was that? That there was an escape in a prison. We have not recaptured. We only went and killed two boys of cattle rustlers with a gun. The rest disappeared. Hardcore, well trained. And mark you, one word, Miriam, I want you to mark, well trained, and mark what Natembea told you. The men killing now are not the usual cattle rustlers. They are not the usual bandits. Are they not well trained? Who is this cattle rustler who can dare a police vehicle, daytime, and a gonga? Kweli, I've been in the army. I've also walked over the dead bodies of the Libyans in the Kagera salient by the rivers of blood. Oh, by the rivers of Kagera. Oh, we walked when we marched on Idi Amin. Well, so look at this, Miriam.
And Doctor,
well-trained people targeting the police during the daytime, killing even when the police presence is there. Natembea says now we have cornered them. Some of them are trying to escape through West Court. Back to where? Who are the corroborators of these heinous crimes? Who has been going to Kapchorwa, the border between Uganda? Who has been frequenting Uganda in Kapchorwa? Who? Security agencies should put people on notice. MPs, former MPs, businessmen who are profiteering from this lucrative trade of the meat we eat, which is stolen. I am very sorry for my stomach to have stolen meat. I am very sorry. Forgive me, God Jesus, because this meat, the animal has been, someone has been stolen and you are eating it. Can't Kenyans rise up and say enough is enough? Then the price will fall. The animals will be captured in the market. Have you seen? Because if you have stolen, the numbers are there. You will find, this is my cow. Miriam, as I bring another aspect, and give solutions. Way back in 1992, 93, Museveni used to steal animals from the Karamoja, from Itesos, and Kakoza Mutale, commanders, Cavalier Guard, and so on. They used to steal animals from Itesos, Eastern Uganda, my place. One farmer had bewitched his animal. And when it smells him, it runs towards him. Like when a dog sees the owner. So after the NRA of Museveni of those days had stolen those cows, I have the pictures I can play for you sometime next week. The cow arrived in Kampala in a train, and the owner went to Kampala. The cow left the train station running through Kampala looking for the owner. Can we try to get that type of medicine? That these cows, when they reach the great corner and the owners come, they will run, people will be ashamed. I'm just giving one sense of humor. It embarrassed the NRA, it embarrassed President Museveni, who was the thief, Kakoza Mutale, a mafia man who still beats up people in Kampala, who should actually be in the ICC standing trial. Aseme ngwa to nation. You know, one of the things I did, I got the list and the files. I'm very here. Angalia. Because I have kept very far. So don't, in London here, I've kept them with the Metropolitan Police. I've told my daughter to keep. Yeah. That in case I'm gone, you remove them for Ugandans to survive. So this Kakoza Mutale used to steal those animals from across, from Deso. Today, we have people with farms whose animals are not theirs. Professor Onyari, why don't we take that medicine man there? In these ranches, you will see animals, especially the ranch in Taita. Animals. Okay, closing down, because I know Miriam is about to go.
Before you close down, maybe I bring the rest of the.
No, I'm closing down the points.
Okay.
For you, what can we do in Capedo Triumph?
Before we get to the solution, maybe we get the. All right, go ahead.
Have I opened?
Yes, because you're opening. So I wanted to bring in the panelists as well, and then we can have a way forward.
Then I will close down with solutions.
Absolutely. Thank
Doctor. You very much, viewers. That's my contribution. And I have data, I have records, I know what goes on. Another thing before they come in, Capital Triangle alone has 1,996 NGOs. And there is one country, those NGOs, all of them, they get funding from one source in Europe.
France.
Let me roar like a lion. Uhuru yesterday said he will roar like a lion. Let me also from London roar like a lion. Ni toboy. That what those NGOs are briefcase NGOs. Now niambie, one country in Europe sponsors NGOs that deal with, and I repeat, that deal with only briefcase analysis, hot spring gas. You see, the conflict in Mozambique, is it not gas, hot spring? Did you give Total Oil a share in Ngamia 1, Ngamia 2, Ngamia 3, Ngamia 4? That's a question for the panel to ponder. You rejected, you failed to give Total Oil a slice. It has come back through its external agencies. Why is it that chairmen of these NGOs, if you put them down nicely and ask for their records, how do they have a living? You will find where the money comes from. I rest my case.
All right. Thank you so much. So before I bring in Douglas and Jevon and Professor, yesterday that story was on page 7 of the Daily Nation, and I'll read it so that we're able to understand the government position about what it intends to do there at Kapedo. Dr. Matiang'i said the ministry will designate Kapedo as a special operation area. He said the government has resolved to end the cattle rustling menace in Kapedo once and for all. A few years ago, those thugs killed 42 police officers. We cannot continue to play hide and seek games with criminals. We have to sort out that problem once and for all, he said in a meeting with the region's leaders last week. So now the government has, of course, expressed its intention of disarmament around Kapedo area, and the leaders there do not want that to happen. Instead, they're calling for dialogue. Jevon, why are they calling for dialogue?
Yeah, thank you, Miriam, for that question. And I agree, and thanks for Dr. David Matsanga for opening that and with that introduction on what really is happening in Kapedo. And I hope the law agencies are taking it seriously. One thing that we must agree is that the political interference is one thing that have caused mayhem in this area. Unless we sort the issue of politicians who comes to offer solutions after they have done the mess, then they come as savior so that they can get into positions of leadership. That is something that we must stop, and the leaders must style up and start getting these people with agendas that can help them, but not cattle rusting. You know, this business of meat is very lucrative. People are getting millions of money. And when you see these people going around, when they come here in Rimuruti, it is in Laikipia County, and they come here to buy some goats. And you wonder, where do these goats come from? You see millions, hundreds, thousands of them, and one person buys them all in a minute. When you go to Kajiado, the same happens in those markets, and it's only one face that goes there to buy all these animals. And you see even these cattle, they are taken there and they end up into our market. That is why you see the meat business is one business that thrives easily. And when you go into these markets, you'll find people who are out there doing this processing meat. This Metura business, Supu and everything is a business that is every corner of this country. And you wonder, where do these animals come from that they are all over this country where everybody can get this meat and start this business. This means that this meat is very cheap and you can get them. When you go to that area where Dr. Dagureti, that area, this meat is very cheap because it has been gotten through ill means. That is why it is cheap. Therefore, the government must intervene and make sure that not dialogue. These leaders, they should be in, everybody who should be held culpable, they should end up in committee. These things of calling for dialogue, Miriam, how we have been having this dialogue for years, but nothing, no fruits have been yielded. These people relax for a time, but when we head to a general election, the same things happens again. Therefore, a dialogue is not the solution. The solution is to go deeper into this issue and get all these people who involve themselves in this meat business. That is where we'll get the solution, and they will tell us who gives them arms. Where do these people get these arms from? You see a 14-year boy in Kapedo, they know how to use these big guns. Where do they get the training from? Therefore, there is somebody who protects them. That is why the government don't know where they train from. The government does know where they get these skills from. The government needs to go and make sure that they do the intelligence and they get the big person who covers them. Okay. Not only these small politicians, there is somebody who speaks to them. When you look at the area of West Pokot, these people, they don't go even to school. The government must make sure that all youths in this area go to schools so that they avoid being idle and being used by these politicians. That is something else that they must look into. And in that area, this, you know, the area of Turkana and the West Pokot, they receive the highest money in terms of national sharing from the national government, but they end up doing zero work. They end up engaging in corruption means so that they can get enough money to sponsor these bandits who end up killing people in these areas. The government must wake up, and those people who deal, and we saw the Kenya Meat Commission, they are trying to streamline things. And when that thing came into public domain, we saw the son of the Deputy President, William Ruto, being in the center stage of getting some tenders to supply meat. Where do they get this meat from to supply to Kenya Meat Commission? Therefore, when you look at these things, you see the politician who is all doing this manner of things. And that is why you see them taking pictures every time, showing how they have more animals in their ranches. And when you come to these areas of Laikipia County, they have some big ranches around these areas, and where they keep these cattle, and you wonder where they come from because they arrive at night. This business the government must look into, and they bring solutions, a permanent one. But a dialogue is not the key, because they dialogue with the same bandits. That is not the solution.
Maybe
Thank you.
A dialogue should be part of it, but it should not be the only thing that the government is employing to find a solution there. As you were talking, of course, production was playing those images there from Kapedo, very young boys there with guns. I think that is very worrying. Something has to be done. That is the bottom line. Douglas, the government is saying we're going to solve this problem once and for all, and for us to do that, then we're going to engage in a disarmament process. But the leadership, the politicians from that area, that is something that they don't want. In fact, they've been fighting. What do you think is the reason?
Miriam, before Douglas comes in, let me correct one notion here, and you should protect me as the main anchor. The comment by Mr. Derud Mori, I did not say, I said I studied international agencies. Have you read the comment by Mr. Derud?
No.
Because it is misleading. So you, as the main anchor, must protect me before I come in to finish him. Because for me now,
our viewers will write. Sometimes we
but they have the rights, but you cannot misunderstand me by saying I said I belong to them. I said I have started. That's why I want you to correct me.
Okay.
To protect me. If not, I will be intervening myself direct. I did not say I belong to those. I said I studied those agencies worldwide. I know how they operate. But look at the way he's saying. He thinks that I am pretending. I'm not pretending. I studied the subject. I'm a member of Chatham House. He doesn't know where Chatham House is. This stupid man here. So if he wants me to come in, I can come in and, debunk his theory. I was not saying I belong there. And I'm not doing PR for Kenya. Let him wait. He's a Somali. Wait, I said, most of the MPs, Somali MPs, I filled the application forms for asylum in Britain. Let him understand that. If he doesn't understand, let him seek clarification, but not to write things against which I have not said. Please. Thank you.
All right, very well. Thank you for that clarification. Dr. Derud Boha, I've read part of that comment there. Okay, I hope that Doctor has been able to clarify some of those issues you've raised there. Douglas, why do you think the leadership of Kapedo and that area that has is troubled, they're not keen on government carrying out a disarmament exercise there? I think that will be a lasting solution, don't you think?
Thank you, Miriam, and thank you for that question. One thing we need to deal with is that this year we need to deal with the truth 100%. Many people have said the government has not been truthful in their dissemination of information concerning this issue. The last 2 days, apart from also what Dr. David Matsanga has been saying for the last 4 months, I have read an article that said the people that ran away from the Moroto prison are the article writer is afraid that these people are in Kapedo. We need to also interrogate and ask ourselves, why would the prisoners and the criminals run into Kapedo Triangle, which is a very small triangle when it comes to dealing with this security issue? who would have influenced this issue. Again, if cattle is roast in this country, who is that person that the government of the Republic of Kenya, the fearless Natembea, cannot go for that person? We need to call a spade a spade. Who are the people that are supporting the man that has been stealing cows from Kenyans? We need to call out Governor Nanok of Turkana. When the people of Kapendo are battering bandits and also criminals who have been sponsored by this politician in Kapendo, Governor Nanok is here in Nairobi trying to mislead Kenyans and also the people of goodwill in the world, telling them about wheelbarrows shenanigans when the people of Kapendo are dying. The people there and the leaders there need to tell each other the truth, that we should not continue protecting the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, who has been, those are my ones, I will be held to account for that, because this is the man that is being protected by Governor Nanok and other people in Turkana. Why are they running away from dialogue? We need to tell each other the truth. At this point, the government of the Republic of Kenya needs to go end on. The Deputy President does not forgive President Uhuru Kenyatta and government itself. Why would we keep protecting Governor Nanok and other leaders in the region? Miriam, at the end of the day, we need to tell each other the truth. The people responsible for the mayhem in Kapendo Triangle. Kapendo Triangle is a small triangle. For those who don't know, the government of Kenya has the capability to combat that. But who has been sponsoring these bandits and also criminals in the region? We need to go down there and deal with the issue. And the issue is the big men that are protected by Governor Nanok and other few people who don't want anything else. They want dialogue. For how long will we continue in Turkana, in Kapendo, doing this dialogue? Every time is dialogue. They had dialogue last year, they had dialogue in 2019, they had dialogue in 2014, they had dialogue in 2015, 16, 17, 18. Every year is dialogue. There is no dialogue the people of Kapendo need. The people of Kapendo need to be taught who is this man that is sponsoring the mayhem in the Kapendo Triangle. And people, when they hear Kapendo Triangle, they think it's a big triangle. It's a small triangle that is controlled by a particular politician. And these politicians are these people who sponsor people like Governor Nok, people like William Ruto, who don't want peace in this country, who are supported by General Museveni. How do you take criminals from Kampala and other places and take them to Moroto? The prison in Moroto is a small prison, cannot contain any prisoner, and this was intentionally for the people to be sent to Kapendo, Miriam.
Okay, Douglas. So now the story I'm making reference to on the Daily Nation, just down there, there's this story that the Daily Nation also did, featuring a 16-year-old boy who confessed to have killed about 4 people so far, and is very proud of doing that. So you can see the culture of violence has already been inculcated in the young people there from these areas. This, I think, is it's a bigger problem than we perhaps we even we can imagine. So this is something that I think needs a lot of attention, the way the government is doing right now. But Professor, the leadership from that area, they're saying no, disarmament, we need to continue talking, we need to engage with these people. It is no longer about Castro wrestling anymore. These are very heinous criminal activities.
Miriam, let me just have this to say. The issue of Kabedo is complex. And I must advise my brother that he must use a lot of intelligence to measure that. You just carrying the military people and the police and the security people and the chase you just go and harm innocent Kenyans who need to get protection from the government and security. We must be very careful, because the people who are doing that one, Miriam, are senior people in government. And even in fact, he should be having an aware on how he gets his intelligence and parallel intelligence information from the ground. Miriam, why am I saying this? The people who are causing this, stealing the animals, are known. And we are going round. Miriam, how can a young man supply meat to a river and get money more? Is paid 200 million. Where is the farm? Whose son is that? You heard Chairman what he said? So what do you want to do? Every other time the government want to do something, Miriam, you will see those elders coming and said, oh, now we are going to, don't do this, we are going to do it, So Miriam, that should be the starting point. We have heard us talk about Nanok. You have heard what we say that the police, hardcore criminals escape from a prison in Uganda, they find themselves in Kenya. What do you hear next? The killings of the people. What does the regional commissioner tells us? They are running towards Uganda. Don't you think those people came with a mission? And don't you think how could people just escape from prison, Miriam? When they were crossing over to Kenya, where was the security agencies?
Yeah, you are.
Where is the intelligence? Where are the people, Miriam? So that's why I said that this is a complex. And when Dr. Masanga tells you, we are having all those numbers of the NGOs working in Kabedo, thousands of them. Miriam, you want to tell me they don't have the information which they can share with the government? I am very happy. At least the government is saying that we want to handle this thing once and for all. Miriam, remember what happened? It was this support defense forces in Mount Elgon. They could come and ask you which type of hand you want, short sleeve or long sleeve, and they will cut your hand. So time has come, Miriam, to go and even get even if it is what rank you are having in government. The animals which are being taken to Taita Taveta, Miriam, where are they coming from? Dr. Masanga said the first person who is going to be asked is the general manager of the transport. When the animals are coming, you must have a permit.
Yes.
Yeah. We must know which market you put these things, Miriam.
Yes.
The animals are labeled.
Maybe the records are there. We've not checked.
That's
but
what
we have not arrested, Miriam. Professor is correct. We have not arrested the general manager of the train, the depot manager. How do you allow stolen animals to be put on Kenya Railways? Where is Kenya Railways if we are fighting banditry? And I am very, very upset, sorry, Professor, to steal your minute, with people like Emery Eunice. If you don't have facts, go to school. I don't deal with lazy minds. I'm sorry. I have facts, and I'm talking about facts. Don't think that I'm new in this region. I'm a soldier. I've been a soldier since 1978. So whatever I'm talking, I have facts. I don't lie to impress to eat. I have enough food. Where I live, I can eat for 100 years without coming to beg food in Kenya. I want to tell you, the facts are very clear. If we want to get rid of this whole mess, it's very clear from the market where the animals are taken to the wagon, the railway transporters, the trucks that carry. We have the names of the drivers. We have the names of the manager in the Dagoret Center. Who this manager receives these animals in the Dagoret Center at 4 a.m. every day. Who are the people who go to collect these animals? Those people know who sold them the animals. Isn't it? Why don't we do a follow-up as civilized people to come to the bottom of it? Two, people who do contracts with the Kenya Meat Commission. How did you know? Where did you get your animals? Show me your farm, your ranch. Show me your ranch before you sell me animals in the Kenya Meat Commission. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Show me. When the President Uhuru Kenyatta cancelled the contract of a certain company because some stupid people here don't want us to mention people's names. Thank you, we shall not mention. And by the way, Eunice, you tell us we shall be sued. Sue me. Will you take my blood? Rubbish. Sue me. I'm prepared. What will you do? What have I said which is not in the public domain? Which is not in the intelligence system? Didn't the President Uhuru Kenyatta cancelled the contract of Kenya Meat Commission, transferred the man who used to connive with the railway train managers from Eldoret train station up to Dagoretti. Yenye wa Kenya mnataka sisi tuzungumze namna gani?
And Doctor,
Emery units don't bring patronage on this guy here, Matan.
Let's leave Emery.
You don't have any clue who I am. Usilete patronage kwangu.
Doctor.
Thank you, Madam.
Before I step out, because I will in the next 2 minutes. Apart from the livestock and the illegal meat that finds its way in Dagoretti, a slaughterhouse there, are there other motives that you think could be behind the spate of attacks and the violence you see in that area, outside of the interest of cattle and all that? Is there something else that is happening there that we need to know?
Yes. Politics. To bring down the government, to waste a lot of, to degrade Matiang, that the Ministry of Matiang is not working. The hatred against Dr. Matiang by some individual in Kenya government is higher than the hatred between Jesus and the Pilate. He's a churchman, he will tell you.
But Matiang was not the CS when
Pilate
died.
hated Jesus. Pilate hated Jesus because he did not want Jesus to be brought to him. So there is a hatred there. And we see it every day. We see it every day. Anything that the DCI does in this country, even if you call Sonko to go to DCI on Monday, they call it a political move. Yet Sonko told us on national TV that him and Kibicho went and committed a crime. We saw, we heard. It is like a Mr. Gicheru, who was a witness procurer in Eldoret, who carried his laptop and went to Besuda in the Dutch capital at Schiphol Airport with his mobile phone, iPhone, saying, I have arrived to surrender myself. You have taken your tools that you used to kill witnesses. Now, do you blame Uhuru Kenyatta or you blame the state? Do you blame Matiang? Did Matiang send you? So this problem is very bad. Anybody, if DCI, if Mr. Kinoti calls, Kalonzo went there. You saw what they wrote. It won't be sat down and said, we are removing our problem. You are talking of an extra problem, apart from the, you see where the extra problem is, political. When Kalonzo was there, a certain letter circulated, purportedly written by Wiper Party. Wiper Party did not write a letter. Kalonzo himself went there, and now Kibicho went there. Now they have called Mr. Sonko on Monday. Guess what? Everybody is saying he's being targeted. Yet he stood in Dagoretti and told us Mr. Kibicho and him planned to kill Raila Odinga.
Engaged in a criminal activity. He should go there and record a statement.
So, a man like that one.
How does anybody come in?
How does Matanga, how do you accuse me for repeating the same words he said?
Professor was
saying something,
Doctor, before
you came in. That, Miriam, we have a problem. And Professor, I stole you a minute. You continue from there.
So the politics of 2022, you think?
Yes, it is to scale down Uhuru Kenyatta, such that the BBI, nobody takes the BBI books in Capedo. Can't you see?
Oh. That's correct. That's correct.
Don't you see the governors? Look at the governor. Look at the ministers who were in Kericho. Look at the ministers who were in, even my friend Isaac Ruto, who even ran away after signing a signature in the Bomas of Kenya. And now today, Isaac Ruto is here. Here. Isaac Ruto is saying, I am there, but I stand with Uhuru. Have you seen the problem?
Very interesting.
So, viewers, Miriam is running out for something else. So we continue, 4 of us. Professor, proceed.
Yeah, I was saying that, Dr. Masanga, the issue is very complex, but I'm happy now that the government is determined to have these things squared once and for all. And you are right in saying that this is diversionary tactics, trying to, because we are entering a very important phase of BBI. So they want to engage and deviate us from seeing the way things are being done. And remember, Dr. Masanga, when the military or the government come to do an operation, you know, you are a military person, you understand this. Mm-hmm. So this is we have to walk the whole stretch to have this matter sorted once and for all, so that we put it behind us. So whoever came up with that, you can start chaos, you can start the conflict so that the government get deviated. I'm happy with the CS Interior, Dr. Matiang. He has said that we are not going to postpone this. You can never postpone labor pain. The child has to be born. We must be able to midwife the anarchy at Kabedo once and for all, Dr. Masanga.
Thank you very much, viewers. And thank you very much, Miriam, for taking that first session. Now, from the Political Command Center in London, I've taken the second session. We shall only do 10 minutes in our summary. Now I'm giving solutions. And if you have solutions, take your pens and take down what do we do on top of Dr. Matiang, not so that the child is in labor must be produced. What do we do? 1, for Kenya, for the stability of Capital Triangle and the Situga Valley, is it called what? No, there is Situga Valley and Capital Triangle. A dangerous valley there when you go down on Lodwa, those areas of Erengoya Marakwet, that axis of West Port, when you are entering, which borders Uganda. Those 2 areas, the Kenya government must look at the following points. 1, pacify the Capital Triangle the Ugandan way. Send in troops. These men who are there are no longer, I have not said they are not trained. They are trained, but send in the army. Collect the guns. You bring the guns, we give you incentives, we give you maize seeds, beans seeds, onion seeds. We dig the borehole. You start growing your food.
That's true.
Change the mindset of the people of Capital Triangle, the Turkana. Change their mindset. We know they are cattle rearing people. They rear cattle, they rear animals. But change their mindset. Change it to other crops that can be beneficial to the country. Museveni did that, despite, I give a credit where it is due. And I want to take this opportunity on this television to give a credit to President Museveni of Republic of Uganda for having pacified Karamoja, which looked like a Kapedo. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you very much for doing that. That is one of the pluses you have. That when it comes to democracy, we disagree. Because yesterday you said people who harass Matanga because he has talked. I'm very happy with what you said, because usually these small junior men here who have never fought a battle with you continue to harass Matanga that I am an intelligence officer in Nairobi or London. What intelligence officer? My friend, if I have a problem, I'll pick a phone and I'll call you, Your Excellency. You gave me all your numbers. In fact, now I know even your hottest numbers. I'll call you. Don't send the boys who were born in 1990 that they are looking for intelligence. Oh, they are looking for Matanga. Matanga, you look for him for what? Thank you. You said if we can talk. Yesterday, the president agreed because I pumped my message to Rugunda. Tell him to talk to people, not to threaten people. So I thank him, my brother. There are so many silent wars we play, silent diplomacy. Have you seen the silent diplomacy has worked out a miracle? Even the soldiers left him. Don't you think that we should all of us start picking guns to go and fight? Some of us have been there before. But I take a credit where Museveni has done very well. I say yes, he did very well. On Karamoja, which is neighboring Kapedo Triangle and Turkana and West Pokot, His Excellency President Museveni has done very well. There is no theft. People are growing fruits, onions, cabbages, rice, schemes. My God, the valleys are beaming with food. If you fly over Karamoja now, you see miles and miles of plantations of different crops. He's changed their livelihood. That's point number one. Kenya government can study a model on how Museveni did it in Karamoja. Point number two, send in enough combat units, crack units. Because the people, the bandits there are no longer simple bandits.
Mm.
They are now bandits that have foreign, some hand, some could be even coming from Somalia, you never know. Some could be coming from Ethiopia, you never know. I've told you already, nobody has come out to say where they went. Now, Natembeya is telling us, and it's a fact that Natembeya, you see, Natembeya is telling us that help us, they are running back to Uganda. But Uganda, I want to ask, and I get this, Professor, Uganda has troops all over that border. So how do these people run back to Uganda with the cows stolen? Can Governor Nanok explain it to me why he drinks beer peacefully in Moroto every time and return to Karamoja, return to Lodwa, return home without any problem? What does he do there every time? What type of deals is he doing there? Last year there were several helicopter crashes there. By the way, have you told people who were those occupants of the helicopters? You had one man from Nyamira who could not be buried. Professor, you are not crying for that guy. What was he flying a helicopter at night? Whose helicopter was he? Tuambiane ukweli. Niseme au siseme?
Sema.
Helikopta ilikuwa za ya nani? Wazungu wale walikuwa wanani? Can Americans lose their nationals and they don't come for you? An American, even if he's a baby of 2 months, and you kill an American, a baby of 2 months, they will look for you even if you hide under Indian Ocean 2,000 miles down until they say they have finished you or they have arrested you, they are taking you to jail. So those Americans who died in the helicopter crash, what were they doing? What does Governor Nanoko know about them? Whom were they working for? What were they doing around that area? Believe me or not, all those answers in my panel, you will find a solution. I'm not talking out of stupidity or ignorance. Or I don't want a PR stand to get what? Please, I'm talking so that we can talk. We can help Dr. Matianga to finish these activities. And my being giving it a credit to Museveni should not worry Kirimi, because there are certain, no human being has a problem, has problems throughout. No. You can have 1%. Kirimi Douglas, this is just to add on to teach you that when you are attacking an enemy, don't always say professor is nothing. Say although, the word you should always use, although there are a few things that professor has done very well, there is the biggest part which is very dangerous. Although there are things that Museveni has done very well, some of them like Karamoja. Mr. President, that one I give you a credit. You have done very well on Karamoja. The Karamojongs now grow food and send it to us in Mbale, in Soroti, in Kampala, and even now. That's why you see the biggest number of Karamojong children who used to do cattle rustling, whose parents were doing cattle rustling, have found their way in Nairobi. Have you seen another menace? Who is trading in these children? If there is a cross-border trade between the Karamojong children arriving in Nairobi to work as housemaids, how can it stop animals that don't speak to arrive in Nairobi? Do animals speak that don't take me here? The children speak, don't take us where we don't want. But they arrive in Nairobi. So we need very critical, Kenya needs critical intelligence on the Capedo Triangle. Utilize it. Point number 3, which is radical, and I finish, then allow you to suggest others. Let's take the army there. Let's take our KDF. You have seen how KDF cleaned Mount Elgon. Anybody trying to do armed robbery around Mount Elgon has to think twice. You have to think twice. Anybody trying to throw a bomb in Kismayo, you think twice. In Jubaland. Yes! That's why the next topic is touching the same problem, and Eunice and his friend are going to cry loud. You are touching Faramaji. We are touching him next catch up. He's gonna go to the toilet several times. So it is our role as journalists, and journalistically, platforms like this must speak out. Let the army, let the government of Kenya utilize those 3 trends. The last one, let the government of Kenya investigate the blue-suited men who take tenders to buy cattle when they don't have cattle ranches. Can you do a business when you don't have? You see, blue-suited men bought maize, brought maize from Uganda, filled the maize cereals in Bungoma and Eldoret and other places. The farmers in the Rift Valley had they couldn't sell their maize. What would stop these blue suited men becoming cattle traders when they don't have cattle. A cattle trader in Britain has his meat. He grows his animals. He looks after his animals on his farm. I rest my case. Look for this and let the government go for the general managers of the institutions like Kenya Railways that actually load these animals on the wagons up to Nairobi. The last thing that I would want to ask Kenyans, can we boycott meat? Can we try to boycott meat for once, Professor? Thank you.
Doctor, let me have this to say on Museveni. I rate the positives of the Museveni administration because I don't work for him. I am a voice of reason for the people who have suffered under Museveni. When I speak for the people of Soroti. I speak for the people of Masaka. I speak for the people of the greater Buganda. And also for the people of Kampala who are suffering under Museveni. So for Museveni, he has his own people, communications people who will streamline his achievements. For me, I will speak on his evils because even the 34 years that he has been in power, he has orchestrated a very bad regime that has been able to trample on people of Uganda. And on that one, Muse has done well in Uganda in some parts, but I disagree on him on human rights abuses and economic crimes he has committed on the people of Uganda. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Kirimi. Mr. Emre Yunus. Our Zoom number is 399-535. Get a pen and write our Zoom number so that you can come on the show also and bring your facts versus ours. Please don't accuse us. You are our client. We see you, you look, you see our video, you see our television every day. We persuade you to take this number and come in. It is not limited to me only or to others. This is a people's community television station. I created it 4 years ago, 5 years ago now, for the purpose of making it work for the community. I want you to pick a pen and write the Zoom number, 399-535-8320. That punch in there, then the meeting password is 503670. When you come in, come on, we shall open for you and tell us that you are going wrong here. You are saying that the animals are not stolen. You are saying the animals are not stolen. The general manager who puts the animals on the wagon, is he a Kenyan or is he an alien from Mars? The market officer who accepts these animals to be sold in his market, is he an alien from Venice? Come on and talk to us. This is your television. This is not like a Citizen where you have to go and drink tea and do this. No, come in. This is a community. You will find the debate very interesting and you will never go away from us. But criticizing us from there, it won't help. For example, Emre Yunus, I want you to join us on the next one of Somalia. It is going to be hot. Now I told you that I've got a real hot evidence. It is going to work a moto. Even if Farimajo is not going to sit comfortable in Villa Somalia. At 11 o'clock onwards, the lies, the connections, the money transfers, I'm bringing it now down. Come in and join me on the discussion. It's a Pan-African station. It's not limited to me or the panel here. Professor, now that all of you who want to join, you are welcome. We are not Citizen. We are not KTN. which publishes the rubbish and other things. We publish real facts. So it's a community television. Come in, give us your views. Even if you support Ruto, I am not going to kill you because you support Ruto. Did you listen to what Museveni said yesterday? He said even those Matsangas, they have a right to talk. Yes, they have a right to talk. Only talking. Matsanga does not preach violence. Museveni knows that when I started that route, we all have a runner for the money. So I don't do it. But you can see it means he's following our program. He said, you can now talk as Uganda, talk, but don't talk violence. But this talk, this disagreement, he says is normal. That is the type of language that we want. You don't hate Raila Odinga because he is Raila Odinga. You hate his views, disagree with him. That's why I hated Kabando wa Kabando from yesterday. This is a man who was removed, rigged by William Ruto from the post of Mukurweni MP. Whenever he used to meet me, he would cry about William Ruto. Today, Kabando wa Kabando, I think, you see, at times people, the brain, I don't know, my head was created very nicely. It doesn't think that way. I don't waffle. When I love somebody, I love forever. Kabando wa Kabando today, yesterday you saw him waffling because his loan in the bank has been paid. You know, the deputy president has a way of paying people's loans. There's a friend of mine who had a loan of 9 million. And he came to me and showed me the paper. I've got a photocopy. The man forgot that I am a very investigative journalist. My pen took the copy of the loan paid, cleared by the deputy president, 9-point-something million. He's busy now today writing so many things against Uhuru Kenyatta. So for us who have stuck with His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, I have no regrets for supporting him up to the end. Even if we go to AU or become ambassadors anywhere else, no problem. After all, I've saved this country. I stood by them. What else do I need to do? When God says, go back and finish what you need to finish. The chaplain is here praying for me every day. I will finish the job. Thank you. So, finally, Prof, Karanja, you have something to say?
Thank you.
Any suggestion quickly? Then we give Prof to take us away. The final one.
Yeah, thank you. And the suggestion that I need to say is that we need, as you have said, we need to diversify the economic activities around the nomadic pastoralist area. These areas are very fertile for agriculture. And if we can turn this area to be semi-pastoralist and semi-agricultural lands, then we can be doing a lot of benefits to these people. Because some of them engage and they are used by politicians because they are desperate. They don't have anything else to do. If we can do that farming and we encourage them and we give them incentives, then we can be doing a very good thing. Then we can also encourage and advocate for the young people in those areas to be taken to school so that they can avoid being idle. Because you see, when they go to school, those who have gone to school like John Lonyangapo and Josephat Nanok, they end up taking the advantage of the illiterate masses. And that is how they are used, and that is how they cannot resist being into temptation of being used by politicians. And on conclusion, as a nutshell of what you have said about Kabando wa Kabado, he comes from Nyeri County, and he is bitter with President Uhuru Kenyatta because a friend of Kabado have said that Kabado expected, and when people from Nyeri County said that the region has not produced a CS in the government of President Uhuru Kenyatta, Kabado was hopeful that maybe he'll get a position in the government of President Uhuru Kenyatta. But when Mutahi Kagwe was appointed the CS for health, that is when Kabado became so bitter towards President Uhuru Kenyatta, and that is why you see him these days. He go head on President Uhuru Kenyatta, criticizing him, even for things that are supposed to be done by the county government of Nyeri. That said and done, thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you, Professor Jared Onyari Okema, the MP for Nyamira, which?
Governor.
The governor for Nyamira.
In waiting.
After Governor Nyangarama went to the Mecca, Professor Jared Onyari might try. He's trying. Will he pass? Nyamira likes people who are intelligent. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Masanga, the conflict in Kabedo, Suguta Fare, is a conflict which has been there for over 60 years. So it is not something we are talking. It is something which has been there. People have been found, they have found this conflict, and they have inherited the conflict. And let me just have this to say with the points that you have said to bring solution to that area, Dr. Masanga. A child who is young, depending whether it is 2 days old, 1 day, 1 month, 1 year, if the child does not allow you, you cannot shave that child. You cannot cut her hair or his hair. The child has to willingly and voluntarily be able to allow you to shave the hair. Why am I saying this? The people of Kabedo and Suguta Fare, Dr. Masanga, have to decide whether they want peace or they don't want peace. We will take Dr. Masanga, a small boy of 6 years will take a horse or a bull to the river to drink water, but 100 men will not force it to drink. Why am I saying this? Dr. Masanga will take the military, and if the people of Kabedo, Dr. Masanga, don't want peace, what are we going to achieve? They know their sons. They know their children, what they do. They know who are involved. So you find the assistant chief, Dr. Masanga, the chiefs, the local police, and even the leaders are sympathetic to the cattle rustlers. When the government want to take action, they are the ones, not even the criminals asking for much. They are the people who are saying, oh no, we can solve it. So what am I saying? For us to have a long-lasting solution to the Kabedo conflict, let us not leave anyone behind, Dr. Masanga. Let us all of us embrace peace. And let us all decide in one way or the other that let us have peace, or let every child in Kabedo be armed with a gun. So when those cattle rustlers comes, you fight. But on this, Dr. Masanga, let us involve anybody behind, everybody. Let us not leave anyone behind in trying to solve this conflict. Having said that point, Dr. Masanga, we have to assist the government. This is our government. This is not anybody's government. How do people, if they are not wicked and evil, how do you see someone coming, kills children, rapes women, and takes all the animals and burns houses? I am moving a notch higher and saying these are criminals. And the criminals don't belong to a society. Criminals belong elsewhere. They are supposed to rot in a committee so that we can be able to correct them. Dr. Masanga, the leaders from those regions, Dr. Masanga, they should be able to preach peace. Let them not preach wine, when they talk about they drink water when they are drinking wine, Dr. Masanga. They should come forward and be seen to championing peace. I saw when the MP for Tiati was taken to the police station, Dr. Masanga. How many people do you see going to the police station? When people of Kabedo women and the children are being killed, do you see those leaders going there? So, Dr. Masanga, we have to decide. But I'm happy that the CS for Interior is determined, and believe me or not, with some of the recommendations that we have given, there should be no police to be taken there because they have killed our police officers, security officers in the past. 41 of them. You ambush them. Those are people who are harmed, and they should be dead with the military. The army, the Kenya Defense Forces should have moved there as early as yesterday, and not as we are talking now. I submit, Dr. Masanga.
Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you, all of you who have sent us very good work. We no longer need a Museveni in Uganda because he is even not a Ugandan. We need our resident president of Chagulanyi. That is from Kizito Michael Asebo. And Kizito Michael, again, no medicine in hospitals. That is about Uganda. Thank you very much. He said we can talk, but when you talk about violence, he says he enjoys it. And by the way, Kizito, let me tell you, Ugandans, if you tell Museveni that you are going to fight him, he likes it so much. But if you destroy Museveni the way I'm destroying him on international television, that's how I defeated him. And I brought him on table. I was in CNN, I was on Sky News. Every day, every week, hammering a one-party state to collapse. Most of you in London saw me. Those who saw me in London have been there. I've stood by the people of Uganda. While the messages and others were still praising him, oh, Mzee. What Mzee? Mzee wapi huyu Mzee anagonga watu? Mzee. I never say Mzee. Mzee gani huyu? Atheredi. Wacha. Me, I criticize Museveni likes people who want to talk violence because he's an expert in violence. So if you go and talk that you are going to break shops in Kampala, President Museveni will come for you. And he likes enjoying it. But if you go to BBC, Focus on Africa, this is BBC Focus on Africa. Online is Robin White with Dr. David Matsanga, live from London. Woo! The guy used to go to the toilet several times because he doesn't know what I was going to say. Kidding me. He didn't know. He could not know that time. When I had an interview between me, Clinton, and Museveni on the same CNN platform for 2 hours, I floored the president until Clinton turned to like me more. I think he almost told Clinton, what time are you flying out of Kampala? I have been there. I've fought for my country. In the media, international approach, you don't defeat this guy. There's no foreign and a Commonwealth officer of the United Kingdom who doesn't know who I am, what role I've played to bring parties in Uganda. Therefore, if you talk about Uganda, think about what I've done. I've lost quite a lot, including even my nightclub on Club 791, 7 security, external intelligence said there was a bomb. British police came with dogs and everywhere the place was surrounded. And you know, most of these East Africans had no worker permits. People jumped on the wall, broke their legs. When they got inside, there was no bomb. Have you ever suffered that? Look at me. I've gone through it. I've gone through it. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. But agitate for your rights. Now we have caught them. We have caught him. We have caught him. We are bringing him to where he doesn't, the field he doesn't like most. But if you say you are going for violence, he likes it. I wanted to add some information for you. Mr. Front Runner, Mr. Front Runner Kirimi, I wanted to add some information so that you know. In fact, the more you talk, like the way you are talking, the more he's gonna now get interested in you. Who is this guy? But if you talk violence to go and pick a gun, he likes it. Because he has never studied anything else except a gun. That's the sober truth. So that is exactly that. And we want to thank all of our viewers, some of Eunice, Juma Smith, Kaze Mashe, you sent those leaders who are making Kapedo go to violence. They don't stay in Kapedo, they stay in Nairobi. Professor, you are right, and the rest of you, they are here. They are here. The ones who make that place go on fire, they are in Nairobi in blue suits. And Natoro, you sent very good. Eunice, Emery, Eunice, thank you very much. And continue watching. We shall not quarrel over smallest mistakes that you write or small misunderstanding. If you, that's it, it's normal discussion. You must have a side that does not agree with you. Thank you very much, Professor Gerard Onyari. Thank you, Kirimi from Meru. Thank you, Javan Karanja from Nanyuki. Coming in next is a very innovative, I'm sending notes to you people in Nairobi right now, but I think yesterday you got all the notes. Did you get?
No.
Professor.
I didn't.
Believe me, you got. You didn't get the report, the IGAD report. Okay, go but to my way.
The Nation wrote it today.
Yeah, but the Nation is too late. I've already done it. We are the first people to break the news, one. Thank you very much. Now, you go to Pan-African Forum. All the report is there, 12 pages. But right now, we are going to demystify the lies of Farimajo versus the peace. After reading that report, I give you some minutes. We have over 25 minutes before we start.
To make sure I will only be there for 10 minutes.
Okay, you will be the one to start.
Okay, thank you.
You kick start and you can disappear.
Very well.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you very much, viewers, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much for watching us. This is the Political Command Center of Punchline Africa Television, all the way from London. Miriam was there in the headquarters and left for some other urgent duties. She will be back at 3 p.m. East African Standard Time. For now, this is Dr. David Matanga with Kirimi from Nyeri, Meru, with Professor Gerard Onyari from CBD Nairobi, and Javani Karanja from Nanyuki, the land of the honey and the harvest.
the lack of ranches and conservancies.
Conservancies and ranches. In fact, people from there should talk of beef more than the people from Capedo. Thank you. God bless you all. God bless all our esteemed viewers, listeners, our contributors like Juma Smith, thank you very much. And Emery Yunus, thank you very much. Stand by Somalia, a very hot debate coming at top of the hour. Dr. Matsanga, thank you.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.